Welcome back to the Sharon Cliff podcast. Today's episode is all about discovering your passion. I can't believe I haven't done an episode on this before. I'm so passionate about being passionate, and yet I haven't spoke about it. And yet I talk about passion all the time. I want to throw you back to, end of 2019, early 2020, where I was sort of sitting around and I'm thinking, you know what, I've got this consulting business and, from the outside looks amazing, and living a life where I can work from anywhere and work with who I want to and work when I want, do what I want, accountable to myself, and, being able to do things with my kids, with my friends, being able to go away with my mum, go away with my husband, the ideal life. My life was ideal, right? No. I was bored. I had no energy because I was doing the hustle, working long hours, working nights, working weekends. Yes, I had days off to go and go out for lunch or get my hair done or go away. And so then, when I didn't have full work through the week, I'd work on the weekend, or I'd just, jump in and do this. It was all that hustle, being everywhere, doing all the things, right? And I sort of sat down one day and I went, you know what am I actually passionate about? I'd seen some things on Instagram and, live your ideal life, live a life you're passionate about, discover your passion, be passionate. I'm like, what the hell is, what is that? What does that even mean? And I was like, well, what am I passionate about? But what actually is passion? What does that mean? What even is that? And is that just another buzzword? Anyway, and I just thought, what do I really want in my life? I'd run this business for, 4 or 5 years. My kids were getting older and I was sort of lost. And I felt tired. I felt lost. I was so unclear about what I wanted to do. And I didn't really have any big goals and dreams. I sort of was where I wanted to be. And anyway, I was looking at a course for a client that wanted me to come in and do some coaching in a particular space for her, and she wanted me to do this certification. So I was like, yep, sweet, I'll do that. I'll come and run that program for you. And while I was online doing that course, looking at what other courses this particular organization delivered, I saw this thing called the passion test. And I'm like, what's that? Anyway, so they had this like little free very quick sort of quiz, and I was like, yeah, went through that. I'm like, okay, well, I like this. Talking about, what you're passionate about is about living your ideal life. And when I started to delve deep, and they had this other more involved free course around the passion test, and when I worked through it, it was like, your passionate life means when your life is ideal. That's when you're living a passionate life, when your life is ideal. And passion is putting your attention on what you want to show up in your life. So when you're living your ideal life, you're living your passionate life. And when you focus on your passions, what you want to show up in your life will show up. When you focus on your passion, you focus on the things that are important to you. And when you put your attention to the things that are important to you, once you know what they are, once you go through the passion test and you know what is important to you, and you put your attention to it, the things that are important actually do show up in your life. And it's a really simple test, right? So easy. It's so simple. It's crazy. Like, it is honestly so simple. Anyway, so did the test. I'm like, this is awesome. Done the test. Yep. Now what? Bought the book, delve deeper. And the more you work through the levels of the passion test, the deeper you go. So when I did the quiz, then did the course, and then read through the book, first of all, I couldn't come up with my passions, couldn't come up with my passion list, what was important to me, what I wanted to show up in my life, how I felt when it was like, when my life is ideal, I feel what. So by the time I'd worked through all this, I had 15 on my list of what was important to me. By the time I'd worked through this process, I had discovered my top 5 passions, what was important to me, what I wanted to show up in my life, and what made me feel amazing. That's what the passion test did for me. It had such a profound effect on my life, my energy, and my mindset, and my relationships. I became a certified passion test facilitator. That's how much of a game changer this is. This is how much I believe in this process. Because you know what? We focus so much on the marketing plan, the business strategy, and the financial plan, and all the things. We don't focus on how we feel, what's important to us, how we show up, how we want things to show up in our life. And that's what this is all about. That's the premise of the passion test. And I set some really big goals for my passions. And working through this process, I became really clear on what was important to me. And the tools and strategies from this process meant that I actually knew how to put my attention on the things that were important to me. You know, it's like you buy a black Audi and you go out for a drive. You start seeing a black Audi every second car. Because what you put your attention to shows up. Because your attention is on that new car that you just bought or you're about to buy. It's like when you're pregnant. You see everyone else seems to be pregnant at the same time because your attention is on that. And then, you know, I knew what I wanted. I had clarity. I knew what was important to me. I had the attention on it. Because when I look back at all the things I've been doing and where I've been putting my attention, it wasn't on any of the things that were important to me. And that's what this process really brought true to home for me, is that nothing that I had been doing was moving me closer to what was actually important to me. That was the biggest aha moment. And then, you know, so I got clarity and I knew what was important to me and it gave me energy. And that's a lot about what passion is. Passion is energy. When you're bringing more of what you want in your life, when you're focusing on what's important to you and you're putting your attention on bringing that into your life, it gives you energy. That's passion. And that ripple effects on every part of your life, from your relationship with yourself, with your friends, with your family, with your customers, with your team. So now I had all this. I needed to actually take the action. And that's where the intention comes in. You need to make sure you set the intention that everything you do is bringing you closer to your passion. Everything you do is going to help you bring what you want more of in your life to actually show up. So, and I don't mean like just doing another action plan. Specific markers, you know, 3, 4, 5 markers of feelings. So, you know, if I want to be a concert pianist, what are the markers? What are the steps that when I reach that milestone, I know that I'm on my way to doing that? So the first thing would be, you know, if I'm going to be a pianist, it's buying a piano. So I know that when I have bought a piano, I'm on my way to becoming that concert pianist. The next one might be that I'm going to get lessons. That's the next step in becoming a concert pianist. The third thing could be that I go and join some kind of music groups that I can actually get on stage and perform. They're the milestones that I know that I'm going to reach that passion of being a concert pianist. So those are the things. It's not the actual steps and actions. It's how are you going to feel? What do you have in place to know that you're on your way to getting that? And also at each step, how does that feel? Because we're so busy looking at that's the action, the goal, tick, done. But we want to stop for a minute and go, wow, the gratitude, I've just achieved that. The feelings, how does that feel with where I'm at now? How does that feel that I'm now taking steps, I'm getting closer to bringing what's important to me in my life, that what I want to show up in my life is getting closer. That's the beauty about passion. The other thing too is when you're equipped with these, tools and the knowledge, is that you can then face any challenge that comes up. So if something comes up, it might be a new opportunity with the customer or with the business, and you have a look and you're undecided, and you start to procrastinate and you think, should I do this or should I not? And we often go off gut feel. This is where your passion comes into play. When you're making that decision, is working with that customer or taking on that new business venture or whatever it is, moving house, whatever it is, moving state, is that bringing me towards my passion? Is that bringing me closer to what's important to me? It will help you make decisions because you always choose in favor of your passion. The other really big mindset shift, which is a massive aha moment for me by going through this passion process, is when you get a setback, I've reframed that. I see it as an opportunity. When something fails, I reframe it. I see it as a lesson. I also have shifted to an expansion state of mind, because when we're expanded, we're open to opportunity. Things will drop in when we're open. Our energy attracts people because we're expanded, and our energy brings people in that we want to attract. It brings in those things that we had on our list of what our passions were, brings those things into our lives, creating that ideal life, which is what passion's all about, creating your ideal life. Now, when we're contracted, we're going to be closed off to opportunities. We're going to be closed off to new people coming in. We're going to be closed off to things showing up. So we want to come from a place of expansion, a place from energy, a place from feelings, a positive mindset. That is how connected the passion is into every part of your life. And that's the thing for me, as stepping into being an intuitive coach, it's, yes, we've got the strategy. Yes, we've got the plan, yada, yada, yada. Can help with that, no worries. But that is number 5 or 6 on my list. We've got to start with the passion, the mindset, the energy. We start with all that first. It's like on a plane, fit your own oxygen mask before you fit someone else's. That's how it works. So basically, you fast forward 2 years and going through this process, I'm in a very different mindset, much more positive, open-minded, reframed mindset. My energy levels are through the roof. I've always got a smile on my face. So you can tell. If you are listening to this on the podcast, go and find it on YouTube, because whenever I do a podcast, the audio goes to podcast and the video and audio goes to my YouTube channel. So go and check it out. And you know what? You can hear the energy in my voice. It's the energy, it's the mindset, it's the knowing that I am doing everything I can to bring what's important to me into my life. And that creates a buzz, creates energy. It gives me the feels. And remember, passion is energy and leaning into the feelings. So I've taken everything that I learned from doing the passion test myself and from becoming a passion test facilitator. And I've developed my own program called the Passion Project. Now it is 5 modules. The videos are between 5 and 15 minutes. So you're not sitting there for hours consuming lots of content, between 5 and 15 minutes per video. It's a combination of powerful tools, including the passion test, and a mix of other modalities to be able to align you with your passion, to create your ideal life. And remember, your passion is, when my life is ideal, I am. You're what? That's what we will discover in the passion test. So the Passion Project is live, ready for you to take whenever you like, because it's online. Now, as a promotion, depends on when you're listening to this, up until the 1st of March, I am giving away a free 30-minute coaching session after you complete the passion project. So you don't have to have completed it by the 1st of March. You just have to have purchased it by the 1st of March. So if you buy the passion project, if you invest in the passion project before the 1st of March, it doesn't matter when you finish it, but when you finish it, you will have a 30-minute coaching session with me to actually then put that into practice. Because you know what? We do these courses and we've got all the stuff and we've got the intention, and then boom, we go off back into life. The idea around the 30-minute coaching session with me is to actually execute that. So anyone who purchases before the 1st of March will get that bonus. And on the 1st of March, the program is going up in price. So there's another incentive to get it before the 1st of March. I will drop the link to the program in the show notes on the podcast and also in the YouTube notes as well. If you are not really keen on an online program and you actually just want to go through this process yourself, reach out to me and we can set up some coaching sessions to actually take you through this process. So you don't need to do the online component. We can actually go through this live over, 2 coaching sessions. So I can do that for you as well. Just reach out to me at hello@sharoncliffe.com.au, or reach out to me on social media, Instagram, The Sharon Cliff, or find me on Facebook, Sharon Cliff, and let me know and take up that offer. I hope that, if you aren't living your passionate life, that you delve into the passion project or delve into some coaching with me around the passion project, so that you can have a passionate life, so that you feel energized, so that you're clear on what you want to show up in your life, so you're clear on what's important to you, and so that what you want to show up in your life actually shows up. Here's to living a passionate life. Thank you for listening, and until next time, see you then.